Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. This is the first video of 2022 and I want to wish you happy birthday. Happy birthday? I want to wish you happy new year. Today's video is not going to be a super hyped happy video, but I will try to make it not as sad as it is, and I will try to make it easily understandable because the stuff I'm going to talk about is quite personal. It's about my family and I don't want to make it boring, so I will try my best. Actually, I've been trying to film this topic since last weekend, but I really wasn't feeling well, so I decided to skip 1 week and upload this week. There's been a lot of emotions happening, a lot of things happening right here, not in my real life. My life has been okay. There's been no drama, but yeah, every year in January, I always feel terrible. So if you're new here, my name is Xia. I'm a transgender woman living in China. My parents are Chinese. They don't speak English. They are just this typical Chinese, typical Asian parents, you can say. And I grew up in a small town and I came to this big city called Guangzhou when I've been here for about 8 or 9 years now, and I've been pretty much on my own since I came to this city, which means I make money by myself, I spend money on myself, and I'm just not in touch with my parents as often as I should. And there are reasons for that. I will get into them later. If you guys don't know, in China we have our own calendar, which is called lunar calendar, and we have our own New Year, which is called Chinese New Year. And it's different every single year, but it usually falls on February, which means Chinese people started preparing for the New Year in January, which is a big reason, a big root of my problems these days, like why my Januaries always suck these days. Like I said, I'm a transgender woman, and being a member of LGBTQ has not been a super welcoming thing to happen in China. My parents are quite traditional, so you can imagine all the problems I have to deal with when I came out to my parents. Keeping that coming up story for the future, but yeah, just stay with me for now. Ever since little, I just knew that one day I would just end up being in a big city by myself, having my own life and friend circle and everything, my own stuff, you know, without my parents being so much involved. I always knew that this would happen one day. I'm still learning and trying to get used to this life because it's just so different than any other Chinese family, you know? Especially during COVID, I haven't been back to my hometown once. And I know some people are gonna say like, oh, I mean, like what you're going through is exactly what anybody else is going through, like don't make a drama out of it. But like just imagine going through this, but triple up, no. It's much more painful because it has been a problem for so many years, and it's not just about like physically being away from your family, but also like as you get older, you are losing more and more connections from them, from your childhood, from your hometown, from all the memories, you know. I feel like things are just fading away. If you look at it in a positive way, it's a good thing. Your brain is like making space for new people and new things to come into your life. You got to move on to create a better future and a better life. I don't want to sound like I'm running away from the problems, but I really don't go back to my hometown. I only go back when I feel like it's necessary. Like for example, I've completed my gender confirmation surgery already and my hamsters are screaming. I've been in the process to change my ID to female, and I only go back to my hometown when I need to sign a few like documents, when I need to like hand over a few documents to the police station, like stuff like that, you know. I only go back when I have to. Also, something I've never told anybody, whenever I trying not to cry whenever I go back to my hometown these days, my parents, mainly my mom, will be super against the idea of me going out or being presented to other family members or like just neighbors, which means this is something that my mom has clearly told me. If I ever go back to my hometown, I can never text anybody or tell anybody that I'm going back, because she doesn't want anybody to know. She doesn't want anybody to come to my house to see me and to humiliate them, my mom and my dad and my sister. It's really hard not to think about this, because I've said this in my previous videos before. I really had a nice childhood growing up. Like, we were never rich, but at least we were happy. And you guys cannot see it, but when I'm talking, when I'm speaking, I'm like really like squeezing like my hand and my fingers and like trying to control myself. I really don't want to cry. I really don't want to make it like a sad video, you know. But it is what it is, you know. Every time when I go back to my hometown, my mom doesn't want me to go out. So what happened is, every time when I go back to my hometown, they will ask me to lock myself in the bedroom. I basically only come out to eat, to pee, to poop. It hurts me that this is what my parents want me to do whenever I visit them, which is the biggest reason why I don't feel like going back, because I feel like when I go back, I am just a prisoner and I just cannot be happy for Chinese New Year. I feel like each time when I go back to my hometown, I just feel more and more depressed. I just don't want to face the reality. Like my mom wants that for me, like locking myself in the bedroom. So in the recent few years, I completely stopped celebrating Chinese New Year, because what's the point? You're supposed to spend the Chinese New Year with your family, happily, you know, eating hot pot together, Chinese hot pot, laughing together, drinking tea together. But that is just not for me. That is just not in my life. And I just have to find a way to recover that pain, which is why I'm becoming more and more attached to Christmas. Christmas was never like a big festival in China. It was more like a commercial Valentine's Day for Chinese people. That's why I'm saying, like, it's really hard to explain to people my situation and my Chinese identity issue. I'm just losing my Chinese identity, you know, year by year, and I'm losing the connections with my Chinese family, my Chinese friends, and my brain just cannot process this well, and it's just like disconnecting all the dots and pushing me to move forward, to, you know, go into a different environment, which is this Western world. This is also one of the big reasons why my English became so fluent. And Christmas, this holiday, is the day when I can hang out with, you know, some Western friends, and that's when I feel home. That's when I feel like I belong somewhere. I belong to a certain group of people, and it's really hard to explain this feeling and thought, because I know people are gonna think like, oh, but they're just friends, they're not family, like, you know, you're Chinese, like, why are you celebrating Christmas? That doesn't make sense, you know. But all I can say is, if you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, you will never be able to, which is a blessing. I mean, you don't have to go through that to, you know, learn a hard lesson. Yeah, so this is why I completely stopped celebrating Chinese New Year. I really don't feel attached to it anymore. I don't even go anywhere during Chinese New Year. Like, I feel like for the past 5 years, I just stay at home. You know, I don't go out. I I don't want to go out to see like other Chinese families like holding hands walking on the street, and like I don't want to be this like sad little tranny who just, you know, runs back home and like, you know, hugging my pillows and cry. Like that's just so not me. I don't want to do that. So yeah, that's why I don't celebrate Chinese New Year, and I don't think I will ever celebrate Chinese New Year in the future. Let's hope that in the future I still have the chance to do that with, if not my family, then my new family, I think. If you're watching this, future husband, you better think of something fun for me to do during Chinese New Year to make me happy, to keep me hyped. I hope this video is not so boring. Yeah, I just figured I needed to explain a little bit. I guess that's it for today's video. It's really personal, and I know that this video is not something that everybody cares about, but if you have made it this far, I want to thank you for being so patient, listening to me, and I want to thank you for watching it, and if you want to support my channel, you can like the video and comment down below. Maybe tell me how you celebrated New Year this year, and what's your New Year goal? Tell me, because most likely my next week's video will be something about this. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye!